This is David Warden with the Talk Triathlon Podcast, reporting from the Schofield Triathlon held at Schofield Reservoir in central Utah in just its second year and drawing a few hundred triathletes. I'll be looking at different transition techniques and more specifically time saved or lost associated with those techniques. A detailed discussion can be found in Talk episode 48. We'll start off with Heath Thurston, a professional triathlete. Note first that Heath already has his wetsuit completely off before getting to his bike, as opposed to stripped to the waist. He is in a calm hurry. He knows exactly where his bike is. Let me pause the video for a moment. Because each transition area is so different for each race, for the purposes of this video analysis, we'll be counting transition time in T1 from the point where the triathlete first touches a piece of equipment until his bike is off the rack. So, as Heath first touches his glasses, he puts on his sunglasses, his helmet, and that's it. He's essentially gone. His shoes are already clipped into the pedals. The total time from first equipment touch to bike off the rack was just 7 seconds. Let's pause again. Now, Heath came out of the water 8 seconds behind the leader, Marcel Fiffian, highlighted here in yellow, just ahead of Heath in this frame. And you can see that he gained about 7 seconds on Marcel just in transition. In fact, Heath would go on to register the fastest T1 and T2 of the day overall. Next is Ryan Danforth, the owner of PowerTri.com. Ryan is fairly good at transitions and would end up with the 5th fastest T1 overall and the fastest transitions in his age group. Ryan also has his wetsuit completely off before getting to the bike. Now, Ryan does not clip his shoes into the pedals, but puts them on in transition. Let's take a look at the cost in time. It takes him 11 seconds extra to put on those bike shoes. Now, it's my opinion that the ability to hit the bike at full acceleration will allow you to more than make up any time against competitors who are still putting themselves into their shoes and pedaling slowly. Ryan's total time from first touch to bike off the rack is 25 seconds. This transition is brought to you by PowerTri.com. I'm just kidding. I thought I'd just throw that in there. Next is a triathlete who uses a different technique in T1. Instead of stripping off the wetsuit when wet or taking advantage of the strippers out of the water, he takes it off at T1. Now, I won't try to come up with the time cost on this right now because it's difficult to accurately measure, but you can see that the wetsuit is difficult to take off dry and by yourself. We'll start his transition time from first touch, and we'll skip ahead for some parts. Putting on the jersey after the swim took 18 seconds for this athlete, or more than twice as long as Heath's entire transition. Next, he'll move to the socks. Socks is the killer of any transition. Another 17 seconds to put on the socks. Note that the athlete does not seem to have that same calm hurry exhibited by Heath. He has the calm, just not the hurry. Total time from first touch to bike off the rack for this athlete was 78 seconds. Let's move on to T2. We'll time T2 transitions from bike rack to first step of the run. This is Heath again, and you can see he is out of his shoes, leaving them clipped to the bike. No socks, no laces, for a total time of only 8 seconds in transition. These are some kids who are playing King of the Hill on a rock right in front of me while I was filming, and I thought they were pretty cute and wanted to give them some screen time. But check out this move. Boom! Straight arm to the face. All right, another example of a fast T2. Here is Ryan Danforth again. Note his feet are also already out of the shoes. From bike rack to first running step was just 14 seconds. And again, the fastest overall T2 in his division for the day, although he did forget to grab his visor on the way out. Here is another example of a slower T2 transition. First, I'm not crazy about the sitting down action. Second, his bike shoes are still on, which takes 8 seconds to remove both shoes. Now, after putting on the first running shoe, it takes another 8 seconds to lace that left shoe. After putting on the right, it takes another 8 seconds to lace that right shoe. A quick adjustment of the shorts, and he is off. A total of 48 seconds in transition, of which 24 seconds, more than half of that, was spent taking off bike shoes and lacing running shoes. One more quick observation. Note the difference in bike racking techniques in T2 from these same athletes. Ryan takes the bike, points it into T2, and loops the seat under the bar. The same with the second athlete, under the bar and over. Contrast that to Heath's approach. Bang! Just right on the bar in the direction he came into T2. That saved another 3 seconds in T2. The total time on transition for Heath was 15 seconds between T1 and T2. Ryan was 39 seconds, while the combined time of our two slow examples was 121 seconds, a difference of 1 to 2 minutes of potential savings from working on transition times and strategies. For a full report of how to have blazing transitions, listen to Tri Talk episode 48 at www.tri-talk.com.